Hey there, neighbors and naysayers. December 17th, 2024. Well, it's a good day. The drought's not over in any stretch of the word, but did some calculations and there's enough grass to get the sheep pretty much through the winter on stockpile grass. So we tried out bale grazing with the sheep, and I'm not saying it didn't work. It did, but it showed us that we can go ahead and turn sheep back out and graze them and get them through the winter instead of feeding hay. So this is going to save us 29, 30 bales of hay if it works out right. Behind me this is bale grazing. So I bought 2 sections of electric woven wire, put it around here. It worked great. Kept them in. You can see, man, the impact and the manure and all those are wonderful things. This is 82 by 82, basically square, 4 to use, 115 pounds of the piece. They ate all grass for 2 days, stood around and whined for a day, and then they ate a bale of hay, which makes 7 days. It takes them about 4 days to eat a bale of hay. Again, I don't want to say that this didn't work. It did. But if you look at how close sheep can graze, I worry about the recovery. And I wouldn't mind doing this, if you had a field that you want to put some extra stuff in, but this field is in really good shape, and I don't really want to beat the tar out of it all winter. And second thing is, we just struggle with hay quality enough to keep the sheep going. I've been feeding soy hull pellets, which is a forage, and molasses, which is a forage-based product, to try to keep weight on them and put weight on some and kind of flush them before we turn rams out here. But it just becomes easier to just do this. I'm already coming out and watering every day. I'm already coming out and feeding pellets every day. Why not just go ahead and move them? I can build the fences on the weekend. The big thing with this is going to be, are they going to stay in? That's one question. We've done this before. We've grazed through the winter a lot of times with the sheep. But always before, I just set up 7 days worth of paddocks, basically cut the stockpiled grass we had into 30 days worth of pastures, and then we just rotated through those 30 days, and we did that 5 times through the winter. The thing I don't like about that is they go through and eat the really good stuff the first time through. Next time through, it's grown back just a shade, and they eat that off, and then they got to eat what's left. And by the 5th time, they really got to eat what's left, and they're really munching on that little stuff that might have grown back, and they get into the tillers of next year's growth. And it will just be easier and better on our forage if we can give them a paddock, let them graze that, and move on to the next, and don't come back to it all winter long. We'll see if this works or not. I don't know. I have my doubts, but that's what we're going to try. What they got is about 2/10 of an acre. What they had here was about 0.15 acres. So in the end, they're getting more. There's going to be some left behind. I told you they ate this behind me for 2 days before they touched the hay. So this, hopefully there'll be quite a bit left over, and we'll move on, and it won't get to where they're hungry enough they're pushing the fences. That's sort of the plan. It's a whole lot easier to feed sheep on stockpiled grass than it is to get the hay quality we need to keep them going through the winter. And we got several that are pretty thin. So it's a good day. Cows or sheep back out on pasture. The cows are on. And we don't have enough stockpile to get the cows through, so we're still bale grazing them. The good part about that is the things that need to have higher quality feed, the growing steers, it takes them 6 days to go through 2 bales of hay, where it was taking them 2.5 days to go through 2 bales of hay. So they're getting a whole bunch of stockpiled grass too, and that should be enough supplement to keep them in quality feed. So I guess that's really what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to balance what feed we do have on hand with the resources that we have and what the animals need, and make it all work out. And it just became apparent that it was easier and better for them if we would just go ahead and fence them and move them daily to a new strip of grass. I won't back fence them every day. We'll back fence them every third day or something like that here, just so they got enough room to move. And as we get to the other fields, this field's got water running right up this fence here. But as we get to the other fields where the water's a little further away, we won't back fence it at all. We'll let them come back and forth. But and it's not like I'm trying this. I've done this before. I guess what I'm really trying is I'm really trying to just force them to stay. As Patty Dyer used to say, I'm letting them eat the ice cream first, and then the meat and potatoes, and then the box it came in. I want them to eat that all at one time and move on, rather than rotating them through like I've done in the past. That way, when we get snow too, if there's enough forage underneath the snow, the sheep will dig for it. If there's not enough, then they aren't going to dig for it, and we'll have to bring hay out. So this is the plan moving forward. And the other part of this is we're on the north side of the farm here. The north side's all run by the well here at this farm, and it does not have enough water to keep any of the cows. It has enough to keep these sheep, and that's it. So we had to face the reality of we're not going to get the cows on the north side of the road all winter. We're not going to be able to use this grass with the cows all winter. So why not just let the sheep have it? So that's what we're doing. I said the drought isn't over. Spring Dad and I worked on here a couple month or two ago. Was producing enough we thought would probably keep our stocker calves if we needed to move them across the road. Just down by there today, it is not running at all. In fact, the wildlife have got the water drank down below the overflow even, so that's how much it isn't producing. So, and I've heard several other neighbors here say in the last couple of days their springs have went dry, their wells have went dry. There's still a very real problem. Yeah, we're getting rain. We've probably got 4, 5, 6 inches this month, but that's not in the ground yet. It's not feeding the aquifer yet. It's not going to be down there for us to use as water. So the north side of the farm can be used by the sheep and take the stockpile and move on. So that's what we're doing. With that, I'll say we'll see you next time.